Hey guys, what's going on? Darren Code here, come to you with a tutorial also on drums, but this time we're in a different genre. We're in a genre called trap, and that's something that has been coming up over the last couple of weeks, months, years. I don't know how long it's been around for, but it's kind of going into the mainstream now and becoming known. So I decided to make a trap song. This song is also available for free download, and the link is in the description. Okay, so we're going to talk about trap drums today, and I'm just going to give you a quick listen how it sounds. So as you can hear, trap is kind of like a mix between crunk hip-hop and dubstep. This is a rather melodic trap track. Usually they're a bit more intense and heavy. But yeah, I'll just talk about how I arranged the drums in this track. So yeah, let's go. I'll start with the kick drum, because in trap and crunk, the kick drum and the bass are always very closely connected. And as you can see here, I've got a Thor. It's called NNXT because I was browsing patches, but yeah, it's a Thor. And this Thor has the 808BD patch loaded, which is basically a playable kick drum. I put some notes in there, and that's just a sub bass. I'm pretty sure this patch is available in the factory sound bank. So if you Google, I'm sorry. Yeah, being manipulated by big corporations, right? If you just search for 808BD, you'll be able to find it, hopefully. I then layered that with a kick from the factory sound bank, just to give it a bit more punch. Or actually, I think that's one of the Smokers refills. And I used a stereo imager to cut all low end, because I don't want the bass frequencies to collide with each other. So yeah, this one is at 340, so everything below is cut if you use the solo high band function. Now that's our kick drum. Now for the main drums, trap, as well as, you know, it kind of originates from crunk. So crunk uses a lot of 808 samples, and this NNXT contains an 808, which I got off Peff's 808 refill. Just Google Peff. He's spelled P-E-F-F, and he has a ton of great refills. One of them is a very accurate 808 emulation. So what I did then was I used one of the samples in his refill, and I put that in an NNXT and processed it a bit. So what I did was, actually I've got some reverb on here. What I did was load up a standard snare drum, and then I used the detect root note function. If you just right click the zone, and then there should be a detect root note, auto map zones, and then sort zones by note, and also get root notes from pitch detection. Those are the three functions you want to use. And then what I did was I just slapped some pulverization on there, which made it a bit more nasty. Just full squash dirt to 2/3, and then some parallel processing to make it fatter. And then I added a Scream 4 with the tape setting, which by now you can probably tell I really love. Damage high, speed high, so that we don't cut any high end, and low compression for some damage. Now it sounds a bit nastier. And then I used the echo as a very subtle doubler. So now it has a nice stereo field. The way I did that, by the way, was I created an echo, and I set the time to 1/64th and the right offset to 1/64th as well. So this means that once the sample is triggered, this delay is 1/64th late, and this delay is 1/32nd late, because it's the offset goes from the point where this thing triggers. Feedback at 0, which means there will be exactly one echo, and then dry wet balance at about 26. So this broadens up the stereo field nicely. And then some EQ to bring out the boxiness, the resonance of the drum. And then I added some reverb to yeah, make it full. Okay, so let's listen to that together. And the way I did that quick snare drum roll was basically just input higher notes. That's something really nice about the NNXT, is just loading up a sample in there and then playing it in the key you want. What else do I have? Well, I layered a ton of different individual sounds, so let's check out these audio files here. Audio track 6 contains a cowbell, because cowbells are awesome. Audio track 7 contains a crunk clap. And then I've got an audio track called Breaking Glass Hit Effects 01. I don't know where I got that, but it's just a couple of... It's just a couple of pieces of glass being splintered around. I put that through some EQ, boosting the high end. And also I gave it some parallel pulverization just to make it fatter. Let's hear the difference here without. And with. Just makes it seem more intense. And then towards the end, of course reverb, yeah. But towards the end I've got this last sample reversed, which brings it back nicely. And then the last thing I layered on here was some sort of crunk snap, which I EQ'd and then compressed and put some reverb on there as well. And if you layer all those up, they deliver quite the nice fat snare. Now, what else do I have? I've got audio track 3, which is some sort of percussion element I think I found in a Vengeance sound library. And then down here, there's just your standard risers. Oh, actually, that's a crash cymbal. And then towards the end, just repeats. Now, I've got several more elements here. In the second part, I introduce a hi-hat. Which is just a Kong, a 808 hi-hat sample loaded in there, and then pulverization with a ton of compression and some reverb. Now listen to the difference in the hi-hat. This is not very loud and also not very present, but the pulverizer gives it so much presence, it's awesome. And then the Kong 3 here is yeah, that's a hand clap. I just used that towards the end of the phrase to kind of accentuate it a bit. Yep. And I'm pretty sure that is about it. Let's see what's here. Oh yeah, okay, this is one of the drum elements I think I forgot because they're only in the second part here. Basically what this is just a ride loop. I'm gonna just put that on solo. Just a ride loop, which I put some reverb on, and then I compressed it to hell, basically. Input gain +10, threshold -28, and the ratio is at 95.4, so yeah, the compression is very, very heavy. All I wanted there to be was some white noise, because as the transition comes in, when the white noise is added, the listener thinks he's hearing something new. Well, he actually isn't. So yeah, let's take a listen to the full track, or part of the full track in context, and Okay, yeah, this was my quick guide to trap drums. I know it wasn't really a tutorial, I was just showing how I arranged this entire thing. But the trip-hop drums tutorial actually got quite a nice response, so I thought why not do it for trap. I hope you guys could pick up a couple of tips or maybe some inspiration from this video, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time in the next tutorial. Please subscribe and follow me on Twitter, you know, all that stuff. Okay, I'll see you guys next time during Cutout.